Hi everybody, welcome to a new all of the above budget movie review, and this time it's time for action. I did a lot of horror, I did some sci-fi, I also did some action. I did Mission Impossible movies, of course. Um, but this coincides with something I'm writing. I'm a writer too. I wrote 3 books, and I'm writing two at the moment, three, but who's counting? And one of those books is about a vigilante, and it was, well, inspired by this series. And it's the Death Wish series by Charles Bronson. I loved the Death Wish series. I love the first one, it's just a plain revenge movie about a guy who his wife and daughter, his wife's got killed and his daughter's got raped, and he takes revenge, and he goes into the city, well, tries to clean the streets, and it's fun to see because they put little things in there to, well, test the waters, how people on the streets react to this. If they think, well, is he doing any good? Is he doing bad things? And most of the people in the movie, at least, well, they think it's a good thing what he's doing because he's stepping up for people who are overlooked by cops or police. And yeah, so it was a success, and I read the book too because it's based on a book. There was a second book called Death Sentence, which I also read, and there was a second movie too, and it isn't based on the second book, but the second movie is Death Wish 2, of course, and it is about the same. Yeah, it's like the same formula, but then in another city. And yeah, it's just cool to see Charles Bronson shoot and crack wise and just be in his vigilante self. The Death Wish movies are kind of formulaic movies. They all have that formula. He comes to a town, something happens, he picks up his guns and tries to clean the streets. That's it. It's not any rocket science or anything like that, but it does make for some good action movies. And that's what part 2 is too. And then 3, of course, is also a wonderful action movie. And I think, yeah, it plays in a neighborhood, neighborhood where villains and gangs rule, and well, the police don't even want to come there anymore. And it takes Charles Bronson to clean the streets, and it's good. He has some very big guns and some very cool action scenes. I just love it. The fourth one, Crackdown. Also, same story, loved it, full of action, and the story at that point is, yeah, it is there, but it's more about the action. And Charles Bronson, of course, is a great actor. He's rugged, tough guy, and yeah. And part 5 has also something to do with the fashion industry, and I think there was or a bigger or a smaller budget, but it looked more like a TV movie, so I think a smaller budget. It was a good movie, it was full of action, but it's also the last one, so yeah. I loved the 5 originals. and I rewatch them not daily, annually, once or twice around when I get around to it. So, and of course there wasn't, there would be a remake, and we get Bruce Willis playing Dr. Paul Kersey. What his name is in the 5 originals, but yeah, it's a good movie. It has Elizabeth Shue in it. We know her from the first Karate Kid movie, of course, and some other movies. And it's directed by Eli Roth, who did Hostel movies, and I think the one with the flesh-eating bacteria, Cabin Fever. Yeah, I loved this movie. I saw it more as a standalone. It had the Death Wish storyline, the formula. I love Bruce Willis, of course. He's a kick-ass actor and a good action actor. So, yeah. But yeah, that was it. I didn't really think it was a super movie, but it was a good enough remake. So, did you see the Death Wish movies, or just the remake, or did you want to see the originals now after you heard there were originals? Leave something in the comments if you want to share. If you want to subscribe, you can do that down there too. And if you want to like, and it leaves me to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.